I'm gonna take, oh, 2 seconds. Hang on, buddy. Alright, good morning and welcome back to the road to better chess. We are on the way again. We are black, we are playing against d4. We're gonna go knight f6. In Blitz we've been playing just e6 d5 blindly every game, but let's stick with some main repertoire stuff. Looks like it might be the London. Let's go d5. There is a setup I want to try against it. I think we played against the London. Oh, this is a Jobava London. Alright. I know we can do this, because if they jump, they don't have the knight defended yet, so we can pick it up. But we got to be careful. And also, this is just... Oh, that can't be right. Taking. Taking definitely seems incorrect. Here we can push the bishop away now. And they're double attacking, but we have it defended. And if they jump out, we still have this, so just knight c6, I think. Yeah, I don't think I ever see anyone take in the Jobava London. This is something new. But now clearly we have e5, which stops this bishop from eyeing the diagonal. And they need to get in e3 before they can jump, otherwise we just fork. And then they have to jump the knight back and they lose the tempo, basically. Checking little man is napping. All is right with the world. Ooh, very confused what's going on here. Are you playing play c4? So I mean the same thing applies now though. I guess you have the knight defended in this case, but I don't know if I really care. I guess I could play e5 first. You have to move your dark square bishop, and then we can check. And after this, we can take this pawn anyway. Take back with our queen. It's a rather strange way to play. Or shall we just check first, and then after this? Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad for us. We're just going to check. And importantly from last game, do not spend all your time. Get your pieces out. Alright, d5 actually looks pretty good here too, because you can't take in any way. So e5 first, or just d5, d4, what am I saying? Here you go back. Oh, there's nothing behind it though, so I can actually hit you and hit there. And then I can still play this. Alright, we're going to go ahead, we're going to keep on moving. We also have the pawn attacked if we need to take it. They do have b5, but I don't really believe in it, to be honest. It doesn't look like it'll work out long term. I think the pawns are just going to be a bit weak and we're taking over the center. Should be good for us. Yeah. So I think maybe we just go all the way back here, teaching me that I could also sack. Oh, this is quite juicy, because if you take back, I take with check, you have to bring your bishop back. And then what do I do? I can hit your... sack here, take again, bishop back, hitting the rook, hitting this. I don't know if it's worth it. Let's just go backwards, and we can always break here. This square is covered, this pawn isn't going anywhere. We might want to actually just snap off this dark square bishop now. And now we got our light square bishop coming out as well. Where would be best to put it? I'm expecting them to go back here. After which... Well, you can also go here. Okay, if I go and you take, then I lose this. But your queen also gets just completely molested, shall we say. Here, you have to run backwards somewhere. We'll be able to castle. If you go back here... okay, maybe we need to play a different move first. Maybe we need to play this first. Pushing past this like weakens this pawn. Here, and if you take, we can still take back. Yeah, so and I kind of want to see if I can get this in. So let's break. You take. We can actually take with our knight, although I don't really know if that's... Is it good to take with the knight? Does it hit anything we care about? I don't think so. I think it's a pawn take situation. And then you have to defend this pawn. Because we still have this pawn defended. This knight is still doing nothing. Alternatively, we just develop, but then they do this, and then we can't do this break nicely anymore. I mean, we still have it, but it's a little bit harder to pull off. This is also kind of nice, but they might just take, and then this knight falls. This pawn falls, so I think we're going to push. Seems correct to be active here. So now if you take here, I can take back, and I can still take back with the pawn. And as soon as you take, this pawn is weak, you have to defend it. But then I can also bring out my light square bishop somewhere. I might even end up castling long if our opponent delays their development long enough. I have an extra pawn here, but I don't know if it matters that much. We're going to take this isolated middle pawn. We can go here. Once they take, we can do this, and we're hitting this square actually. We're also hitting this square. That's really nice. So take once takes, here we put our bishop out. And once you take, because you can't take with your queen because the knight's still on it, we go here hitting these squares. And you kind of can't defend both of them, I think. You have to move your rook, I guess. Okay, you're actually just going to defend it immediately. Fair enough. We could push here. I think maybe just bishop out is good. Otherwise it's here. Oh, now it's this. Now it might be this. Because we want to move our queen somewhere else. So we can take here. This might be a move as well. Push, then this pawn is kind of weak. But our knight needs to jump somewhere, so... Otherwise here, and then this. Otherwise just here. Oh yeah, then this rook is also a little bit tender. How do we punish our opponent for this dodgy play? Here, and they push past. That's a lot of pawns coming our way. A little bit unfortunate. Oh, and then we also lose control of this position actually. So now it's going to be this one, or it's bishop out, or defend here. Now they're going to play this, and it's hard to defend it. I guess actually maybe for this reason it would be here, because then we can push and we keep this pawn safe. Alright, we're going to go here, try not to get down the clock too much. We're already a few minutes behind because the game has just gotten so interesting so quickly. I do regret a little bit putting my queen back here. This seemed useful, but now it means I can't jump this knight anywhere. I have to take back. Oh, but that was kind of the point as well. I wanted to take back with my queen. So if you push here, I'm actually going to push past, I think. Because I got two defenders on it. If you ever push here, just jump my knight out. Looking at some of these squares. If you take here now though, my queen's going to be overworked, so I'm going to have to do this. Because if I take here, then this pawn's going to fall if I push it past. If I take and you take and I take and you take, don't really have anything, do I? No, I'm just down a pawn. Yeah, so here's my plan. I push. Now you can do this as well. But I can come back, it doesn't really matter. And if you take, I'm going to have to take with my pawn. If I take and you take your queen, take here, you take here. I can put this intermezzo in there, which will give me a spot with my rook, but I don't know if it's worth it. I still don't have any play against this structure on the side here. Take, take, take. I mean, I don't actually have to do anything, I guess. I could just develop once you bring your bishop out here. I can castle, you take, I take, you take, I take, you take again. Otherwise, this is the time to do this. Maybe this is the time to do this now. If you take and I take back, and you take here and take, I can take again. I can still block my king, and I can castle, and your king's going to be sitting in the middle. Any bishop moves? This was the bishop move I didn't like, but obviously you'd have to do something about this first. And actually in that case, I can castle long. And then I'm threatening all of this. Yeah, okay. h6, here we go. Trying to free up our knight, get your bishop out of the way. If you go back, yeah, never mind, we're going to take. Alright, and now we can castle long, which I think is the right move in this position. Alternatively, we're going to take here and just play our rook over. We could take here, but that puts your knight back in the game. I don't think that's worth it. I think this isolates a pawn, still gives us the sport, and also gives us some more ways to attack your king. We could also castle along. Yo, yo, yo. It's a situation right now. We're just down a pawn, right? We're down a pawn, we're up development. Our opponent's got a massive pawns and one developed piece. We've got a few pawns, but we've got 3 developed pieces, so this surely should be good for us if we just find the right continuations. Yeah, this bishop coming out anywhere really doesn't. Bishop comes out here, we might even just push to push the bishop away. And we can continue pushing, or we can take. I like taking though. I want to open up this file for my rook. Pushing also maybe not the best. Maybe take. Oh, but hang on. If we push, then we get 2 attackers on this side. Actually, this is good. Push, and wherever you go, we take this way then, because then you can't take it back, or so queen's coming on it as well. And then we still get this, which might mean our rook gets in here. Queen up. Are you castling long? Very unexpected. Alright, I think we're going to take here, you're going to take back. And then we're going to bring our... Or do we just push? Because if we castle long, we're going to castle and just throw our pawns. Or do we take this way? If you take with your queen... I see this knight isn't defended anymore, but I'm also not attacking it. Maybe just here. And then once you castle long, we take here, your rook sitting on the back. Yo, this is confusing stuff. I don't think I should give you time to castle though, so it's either going to be a push, or it's going to be us castling long. Us castling long seems interesting as well. But I think we want our rooks on this side of the board. Here, and the knight comes back in. Then we hit, you can block. We can, that's not nice. So then I think it's this way. Take here. Oh, and once you take, actually we can hit your knight at the back. And it has to come back here. We can bring our rook over. See, I'm spending too much time. Otherwise, just castle long. Are you going to castle with all these pawns? But then my king is also pretty open and it's a little bit uncomfortable. I'm going to take once. Oh, looks like little man's awake. Alright. Here, and this feels pretty good. Here directly seems pretty good. This seems pretty good as well. We're just gonna go get little man because he's making a lot of noise. Well, alright, our opponent is thinking, that's good. Our dark square bishop can't really play, which is problematic. Actually, maybe this is the move, and then here, because then this pawn gets weaker and weaker. We also have this, so maybe straight here and then just jumping our... find a way to attack our opponent's queen, our opponent's other pieces. They need 2 developing moves and then they can castle. So if we can slow things down a bit more. Alright, for one we can do this if the knight comes out here, and if it doesn't then it's actually taking up space from the light square bishop. So maybe light square bishop first is better. Yeah, okay buddy, yeah. Maybe light square bishop first is better. They can only really develop it to its most basic square. Okay, I think we still have a general advantage just because the development for our opponent is difficult. Yeah, see, this walks into our push, and then you can go here, but we've got that square triple covered. So push here, you go over, and then we can take and you take back, and we can take again, and we're crashing through. Unless we don't do that first. Is there a different move we want to play first? Hey buddy, you're okay. Okay. Honestly, I think that's the best we got. To push here and to take once, you take. Otherwise we just end up taking the pawn back. And then we're just more active. Of sorts. Our dark square bishop still needs to come out with a fianchetto. Our light square bishop isn't too active. I really wish you had something better though. Unless we do this now, then this knight has to jump back here. Then we can push. Hey. Then we can push, you jump in, we take, you take. We take here. I guess our threat would be to attack the queen and then take the rook. The problem is that our dark square bishop never got developed. Alright, we gotta move. Gotta move, Bally. Oh, that aircon is directly on our faces. Oh, backwards. Interesting. Unexpected. A little bit unexpected. Okay. I mean, the pawn is once protected and we can protect it twice. We can do this, which also puts pressure there. And might allow our dark square bishop to come out. What else can we do that's worthwhile? We can protect it in a different way. We can come here, but then this walks into there. Okay, we can go up here. This might be a way to play as well. I think this is best though. Yeah. Maybe just directly. If they take, we check. They have to take with the bishop. Now our king is constantly the problem here, isn't it? Maybe we just block. And once they take, we what? We cast. Now our queen's hanging. That's bad. Yeah, I think we gotta do something like this. Hey, buddy, what do you say? Did you sleep well? Huh? You're hungry again already? It's a little bit quick, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit fast to be hungry, isn't it? I'll get you some food again now. No worries. So now light square bishop development obviously walks into us taking the pawn on the side there. which is probably good for us. We could also snap off that knight if it gives us something else, but it currently doesn't. The queen isn't like overworked or something. We need 2 moves to be able to do something fun here though, because we can actually bishop e7 and then bishop g5, hitting the queen and hitting the knight, which is hit twice at that point because of our rook. So if they develop, actually we can develop as well. And if they castle, we'll win a piece on the back there. That should be pretty good. Oh, buddy. That should be pretty good, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. How much better we just go? Ooh. Ooh. This stuff, this stuff. Ooh, 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 ooh. Alright, I think it's time to develop the dark square bishop. Actually, yeah, even if they play like f3, we're going to develop. If they take with the pawn, we don't mind. We're going to castle, we're going to get our dark square bishop out, and then we're going to put another rook on the e8 square. And we'll have some kind of play for sure. Basically every bishop move. There is a bishop move that obviously pins our c knight, but again that drops the g6 pawn, or the g2 pawn, what am I talking about? The g2 pawn, which means the rook has to run sideways, and then your king's just never castling. Oh, okay, so yeah, f3, I don't know, I don't quite believe in this, to be honest, because I think I go here, and once you take, I just move my bishop somewhere else, like here. Alternatively, if I do this now, if you take, I take, now then it's pinned to my king, so I think I have to do this, and let you take it, and then I move my light square bishop again. And then I hit your queen. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to develop. I think our opponent is putting themselves in a bit of a spot here. If they take with the knight though, I think I'm not so sure, to be honest. Yeah, taking with the knight is a little bit unsure for me. I think we just castle, actually. They still have to develop the light square bishop, and at that point we can put a rook over here. Where's that knight going? Anywhere difficult? Not really. We can take and win that pawn. And then this falls, but your king's wide open. So yeah, we're just going to castle. This pawn is still weak if you move your light square bishop, which you might move over here now somewhere, I guess. But now I also have this. So I could take once. No, I can do this first. That's the point, because then your knight is pinned to your queen. Interesting stuff. If you move your rook over, I guess we're going to trade once. Ah, queen back. Okay, so here, if you do this, then I take here, and after you take here, I pull my rook over. And then you are in mountains of trouble, I think. Maybe rook first is even better. Rook first even better than here. Oh, then I have this as well. There's just so many ways this can go. I think this is best though. Here. Then I actually take here, just pinning your queen to your king. It's going well, buddy. I think. Our opponent is playing crazy, but I think finally we're catching up with him. Don't scratch yourself. This top has got a very dangerous looking zipper. Maybe I should take the zipper off actually. You okay? Just dodge the zipper here. Let's just dodge the zipper. Yeah, yeah. They still can't castle. At this point, if they put the bishop out, what comes first? Ah, the tricky thing here is if they push the bishop out and we take the pawn, then the rook can go to g1 because the queen's defending it. That's a little bit dangerous. So actually, I think we might just hit the queen and then take the knight and all that stuff. I think that'll be the standard plan still. Unless we take the knight, they take with the pawn, and then we play the dark square bishop up. Because then we also have a check on d2 with the... Oh wow, okay, yeah, that's fun. So what, if I take here, you take back, and I hit your queen anyway? Or just hit your queen to start with? Or do I just take your knight in this case now? Take here, and if you take with the pawn, I still check and take. Yeah, okay. I think I just snap this off. Because here I don't like this. I can also check the king immediately. Should we do that? I'm gonna take. Oh, 2 seconds. Hang on, buddy. I'm going way too low now. Way too low. Alright, you can't take with the queen because I just check and take it. So pawn takes, and I can still do this. And I can take the pawn with my rook next. And your queen is still dead. Take. Alright, and now we just have to mop this up. Hang on, give me some time, my man. I just have to figure out the right way to... Oh yes, never mind, we got it. Okay. Alright, we're going to take a quick break and come back for the analysis after we've taken care of little guy. Alright, welcome back. It's time to have a look at the analysis. We're going to do this in stages. Let's first do our own analysis about this game. So this is a London, and we play d5, we're going to play c5, we're going to get our knight out, we might get our queen out here, putting pressure on this pawn. Since this last bishop is out, the pawn on this side is a bit weak. And the knight straight out like this is the Jobava London, and if you go wrong, they end up getting this kind of jump fork in, and it's just not great. I've lost against the Jobava London out of the opening a few times in the past, so I wanted to be really careful. The trick here is that until they move e3, every time they jump here, we can check, and they just have to jump back. And this also led me to eventually playing the check anyway, although in hindsight I think it wasn't quite as good. But let's continue. So they take, which is also not standard. Standard is e3. Taking now is basically looking like a Queen's Gambit accepted for white, right? Because we've played CD pawns and they've taken DC. So, and the structure ended up looking a little bit similar to that, where they get a pawn structure like this. And in the Catalan, for instance, we would fianchetto the opposite bishop and we would try to break down the pawn structure. But I wasn't so sure about that in this game, and we didn't play it that way. We kind of played a bit incorrectly, but yeah. So taking, not theory, I think you give up control of the e5 square, and we're going to be able to push your dark bishop out. So now we can play here, and we have e5, and your dark bishop just can't see anything. So yeah, this jump is not normal. I mean, basically what they should be doing is here. They need to do that because once they jump, then the knight is protected. So e3 is the move they have to play. I'm still not exactly sure why they played knight up here. You know, eventually it had to just jump back because it was doing nothing. So maybe a bit inaccurate. Maybe there are some games, but anyway. And here I think, yeah, not checking immediately because we're not getting anything for it. Just playing e5 here I think would have been best, and after they play here we could have kept on developing and just, you know, you've got two pieces out but the knight sitting on the corner doing nothing. Instead when we do this we actually give them the b4 push afterwards because nothing else is attacking the knight, nothing's attacking the pawn. So yeah, this was an accurate way to go, and correctly of them, they play the b pawn before they even move the dark square bishop because this is, more important. I did consider this sacrifice, where we would hit this and they would have to bring their bishop back, and then we could go here attacking or here attacking or something. Um, but I don't think that really works. So yeah, we can check afterwards, but I think incorrect. So bad move by us. Also now, I didn't know if we should play back to queen d8 or queen c7. Later on, I kind of wished we had queen c7. Um, but queen d8 is probably fine. Yeah, and then and here we can play something slower like bishop e7, which actually we did end up playing. We just played it after we pushed the pawn first. So basically our opponent is wasting time and we're trying to punish them for it. So we're trying to crash open the game, get ahead in development, but critically we need to move our dark square bishop or we need to castle queenside, both of which is probably acceptable. But if we were going to move our dark square bishop, we probably could have done it immediately already because we're not getting at these pawns. So yeah. Oh, but I didn't want to walk into them getting e3 first. I wanted to put my pawn up before they got e3. That was kind of one of the points. So push. Yeah, they also correctly defend everything because after I take, this pawn's going to be weak. And I don't want to take because I let their knight in, but also they trade queens and they're just up a pawn. And then they double my pawns. So not good. So here we get out. We do have hopes of maybe jumping a piece over like this. We also take some squares away from their queen potentially. Here also would have been maybe okay. I'm not so sure which one was best, but I think good to be active. We're trying to put pressure on an opponent. They do play e3, and very unsure what to do here. I think I did eventually push, right? Or did I play here? No, I think I did push. Oh no, I did play here, okay. Pushing seemed interesting, but what I didn't like about it was after you take, I have to take with my g pawn to keep defending that pawn. And I think I'm actually kind of just playing incorrectly there, where I don't really have that much of a strong bind. They can come out this way. I don't think that's very good for us, to be honest. But anyway, so yeah, I put this down and we still got defense on it. And they didn't take. Interesting. Probably correct, to be honest. Because if they take, we open up. If they take this way, we can take again. And then we'd eventually be able to take with our knight. And we'd be able to, get some attacks going here, castling and whatnot. So maybe correct of them not to take. But I didn't know what else to do here, so I did decide to take, and I don't want to take this way. We don't want to let their knight back into the game. You put it on a4, I'm going to leave it there. So take this way, all the action is going to happen on this side of the board now. Forget about the queen side. Obviously take back with the queen, and I didn't know if this was best or this was best, although after here they played their knight out, so maybe this was best. I just didn't want to let them castle their king to the other side of the board. That felt problematic. Because if they can castle, I can't actually break these pawns down immediately. They'll be able to develop. I don't actually know if I'll be able to get an advantage anymore. So rook over first, stopping that. Knight over, now pushing did feel right. I expected them to come here and I was actually going to take. But they didn't. They just jumped the knight back. And now I realize that keeping this pawn is not the most important thing. But I can do this, which is nice because I also put pressure on the g-pawn. And I open up the dark squares for my dark square bishop because it can't come out. I can't get my dark square bishop out, so I can't do anything, which is very frustrating. And if I fianchetto, I still have to move my queen because I can't take with my queen because, just sack a queen for nothing. So this felt good, and here I think they still probably just had to like develop and then put the rook over here. They can also now actually still castle long. Um, So, yeah, not sure if I was actually any better here, to be honest. But anyway, they played f3. I realize I have to get this bishop out now, and actually all of these squares are now looking very juicy. Take, and I can't because you take if I do this, you take with check as well. So I gotta get my king out. This was important. And again, you can't castle now. And here, if you put your bishop out, which might be best, honestly, I probably would have still played my rook over. Because even if you castle, then I can still hit your queen and hit your knight. Or if you did this, would I have taken first? Oh no, so here, here, and then I would take, you'd have to take the, yeah, I actually don't know. Because if you do here and I take, you can push your knight over there, off your rook. And that's looking a little bit dodgy for me. I don't like that very much at all. Although I guess I could, nah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll have to see, but queen e2, ugh, bishop e2. Bishop e2 asks us to do something. If you take with your queen, if we take here and you take with your queen, then we take here, and the rook isn't protected, and then we have this check. Oh, don't we not have that check anyway though? Here up we take, you play over, we check. If you jump your knight somewhere, we can check again. You take with the pawn. What if I take your bishop then? You take with your queen and I go here. No, but now I don't want to sack my queen. I guess I would just go sideways or go out. We'll have to check with the engine, but yeah, I think maybe that would have been taking once, or even here with this check. So actually, one more time here. I could check immediately as well, but I don't know if that really helps too much. Maybe everything kind of wins though. I can take your knight if you take here. Then I can hit this knight, and then I can still play here. Oh wow, okay, maybe everything just kind of wins. Yeah, take your knight. If you take with your queen, I still do this. You can't move your queen. Okay, yeah, maybe everything is winning at this point. Here I could have gone first, but then I wasn't so sure after you play up. This just seemed better, taking the first and then checking here. And I still have all this pressure, so just obviously this move, trying to defend against this, I guess. But your queen's hanging, so I'm just taking your queen. And here, actually, I wonder if I made the best decision. Um, if I have time to calculate a little bit, would I rather play my queen over to like the square here? You have to run somewhere like this. We'd be able to hit you again on both of those squares. Probably everything wins though, but we just did this and they gave up. They have these squares to run to, but you know, king's wide open, rooks are not connected, knight is undefended. We're probably going to be able to get a win out of this. Alright. Alright, and now on to the engine evaluation. Oh, 2068, nice. I think this is the highest opponent we've beaten in our road so far, so that's always good. Let's have a look at the opening book first. So yeah, we know this is going to a London, and this is the Rapport-Jobava London, nice. So e6, c5, we play c5 against both London systems. a6 is just very early preparatory, stopping that knight jump. So here, yeah, and then e3 is the main move. e4, I don't think I know that one, to be honest. Okay, and we can play e6. E6 basically just turns into like a French structure, maybe if they push. If they take here, not so much. We can get an IQP. Taking is main, interesting. I don't know this line too well. Oh, we can pick up the pawn or we can trade. Knight d7 apparently very good, but that's only a few games. Alright, we can also take there and then hit the queen. Gets blocked, gets taken. Take with the pawn, take with the bishop. Hit the knight, and then knight goes forward or backwards. Okay, so this is not a continuation, I know. E6 is what I know. E3 is what I know here. And then we can take once, or we can play knight c... Oh no, knight c6 immediately sucks. We have to take once. And actually, let's not remember why quickly. In this situation, if you jump immediately and we check, you can stop us, but then we keep on taking. We keep on taking. Yeah, and we're gonna get some strong stuff against you too. Check, queen up. Oh, that is nasty. Oh, and this is a draw. Okay, interesting. Interesting times. Okay. Yeah, knight. So immediately taking is just not a main move here. Only 5 games master level. Knight c3, yeah. And then e5 was placed immediately. This is what we should have played. Yeah, okay, and then we can do this whole story. But this is... Ah, interesting. Yeah, we can trade there and drop that pawn, defend the knight, f4, rook over, queen has to run back, and only then take the knight. Wow, so long-winded. Oh wow, this is lovely. This is very nice. That knight's hanging. This is also check. The rook's already hanging. Wow, 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 wow. This is a pretty amazing situation. Alright, so yeah, queen a4 first, not main move unfortunately. Do we transpose? No. Alright, so let's just go to the top leeches then and see. Queen a4, yeah. c3, e5, yeah, so this is what we played before. Queen c7. Yeah, I did think this was maybe a better move for us. Bishop g, knight e, then you can jump it immediately, which is nice. Then you can hit this guy, you can take back the pawn. f3, take the rook, and then when they take it, ruins their pawn structure. Yeah, and we can still probably get a standard castle in. Oh, this is spicy stuff. This is very spicy stuff. And again, this diagonal, the rook will come, the bishop will come out, and this will be, well, if not checkmate, then check into here, and you're basically crushed anyway. You're losing your queen. Alright, yeah, so queen all the way back. A little bit iffy, but okay, we continued. And now we can run it in the background as well. And we'll just quickly see what the engine says about our game. And go look at a few key positions along the way, I think. Hopefully we just see all black. Oh, there is some white. Oh, we did make some mistakes. Okay. So first off, oh, B directly. B directly. Interesting. Oh, and this is the E4 line. Okay, then we take there. Check, take. Oh, wow, this is mega crushing. Okay, this is a line to consider. What if we play here and you take this way? And we take back and we're still coming in. Then you have this. Oh, but then we have enough structure pressure on the knight in anyway. Okay, interesting. Okay, so there's something to keep in mind. So queen up first is acceptable. Queen up first is acceptable. Okay, but we have to continue with b5 after that. Okay, so wrong continuation. And then here also queen c, queen c7 was just best. Okay, here we go on. I'm happy with this position. And castling long was best. What happens if they castle long? We've got a lot of protection here. Yeah, they would take. We would take. King takes. We're just coming into this very, very weak diagonal and you still haven't developed. Okay, yeah, so this was clearly also better. I just didn't really... I didn't quite believe in it, but I should have. Alright, so here, incorrect moves, not castling. Bishop up immediately was better. Yeah. We actually gave our advantage away here. But then our opponent made some critical mistakes. Yeah, and we played it correctly, it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, mate in 6. Mate in 2. I didn't even see that. Oh, wow, this is great. Here, and your only square that you can go to is by blocking. And then I take here. And your king's got no squares and your queen is pinned. That is a nice mate. Alright, so that was really good. 85% accuracy on op 1, 76 from our opponent. No blunders, thankfully, but 4 mistakes and inaccuracies. The big thing was that our opponent kind of veered off from mainline by taking the pawn, which just isn't good. And after that very unorthodox jump, we actually had a way to win the knight. If we just understood correctly, we had to play b5. Alright, we're going to end there. I can hear my little man screaming in the background. This was a nice win. It was good to get us back up at 2,000 with a convincing game. And nice to face about Jobava, although this was a sideline, which was a little bit strange, but we will put it down in the books. Alright, so keep on walking, keep on improving. See you next time. Bye bye.